and they can hear us and see us. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Welcome to Folk versus Medicine, our live charity game for Make a Wish International Foundation Children Cancer Awareness. I'm Aviv Manoach, or Aviv Icel, and with me are a lot of lovely people. So before we introduce the actual game and characters, please introduce yourselves. Let's start with you, Eran.
Hello. My name is Eran Aviram, and I'm one third of On the Shoulder of the Dwarves, a weekly podcast about role playing games and the people who play them, dwarfcast.net, along with Uri and Aviv. I hope I'm pointing correctly.
Other side.
And beyond that, I work as an RPG editor for games, currently City of Mist. That's it. That's me. I'll be playing Mr. William Evans. Yes.
Which we'll hear about later. Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy Goodenough. I am part of D100 News, which is a RPG news site. I am also the content manager at Triple Dot Studios, and I will be playing Ms. Penelope Bloor.
Excellent. Jessica.
Hello. So I am a chemistry teacher, actually. So Jessica Gao, live in London. I live down the street from Amy, and I'm a role-playing game enthusiast. But that's it.
Great. Uri.
What? Oh, didn't see you there. Hello. My name is Uri Lifshitz. With Eran, I am co-hosting On the Shoulders of Dwarf, a weekly podcast about role-playing games and all of you who are interested in them. I shall be playing Dr. Alejandro Corazon, the heartbroken heart surgeon, and we shall meet soon.
Great. I will introduce myself more properly. I'm Aviv Icel. I work as a community manager for Stream Elements, which all the stuff on the screen you can see is done with our platform. And as part of that work, we also have a partnership this month with Make-A-Wish to organize the month-long children cancer awareness charity. A lot of cool streamers have participated. We have so far raised more than $50,000. But this team, we are going to have a more a smaller goal. We are aiming to raise 500 bucks. You can write in chat !wish. That will get you to the donation webpage on Tiltify, which is the system we use for the donation. Everything you donate goes directly to the cause. We don't do anything with the money. So that's about it for this introduction. Eran, or rather Mr. Evans, please introduce us to the game.
Yes, dear. Oh, you're asking how to get here. Well, so your Google GPS device doesn't have all of the answers, I say. Okay. It's as straight as a vicar. Just go down the M22 and turn toward Akenby once you pass Swindon. Then continue northwest along the road until you reach a river. That's the Lambo, right? Take left and you're down through Stow-upon-Gavin, and don't you know it, 20 minutes later you'll be seeing our lovely manor grounds. When you enter the small street with a dozen or so buildings around, park your car. You've arrived. You're just in the middle of good old slaying. We used to have medical posts, I think they used to call them here up until World War I. A big shot MP got elected in the 60s here and promising a new hospital. The Pearl of Shropshire. No less. And what we've got? A single position for medical practitioner in a small room behind Bentley's pharmacy. For 40 years, people have been coming all the way from Burton to see me in that small room. This new West Cotswold Hospital, in the refurbished old school, this brings a tear to my eye, does. Such fancy clothes for all of those doctors. I hear a few of them even bought some houses in Stowe, isn't all the truth? And all this shiny new equipment, I'm telling you, I don't know what half of it even does. If my father was still alive, the right hand to old Lord Blackpool he was, God rest both of their soul, he would have seen me serving in this hospital as no less an honor than his own duties. And that's no lie. The God's work we'll be doing here, and it's about time.
Can you keep it up
Yeah.
all along the game?
Oh, yes. If people contribute some money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I believe that, yes, I would be able to.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of a disclaimer. Our game takes place in an imaginary hospital in rural England, but none of us is actual from Britain or know a lot about rural England. So we'll try to be careful about any stereotype we are using, and treat all our accents as our very bad attempts at humor, and not an actual joke against anyone in particular. Thank you. Beside the general donation, as we said, you can affect the game if you type !rewards in chat. You will see those options. You can make the protagonist answer backstory questions, which will be canon in the game. And you can also add complications and interesting romantic bits and all sorts of stuff. Just choose the appropriate reward when you donate. Now we will go over the characters. We built almost all of the parts beside the connections between the characters themselves. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but we are playing The Ward, a modern medical drama by Kevin Petker, and published by Magpie Games. We like to thank both of which for helping us, providing us with the background graphics for the stream and support, and asking Kevin about rules we didn't understand and stuff, and also using some of the playbooks from his Patreon. If you do !game, you will get links to buy The Ward as well as Kevin's Patreon. Let's do in a reverse order. Uri, introduce Alejandro, please.
My name is Alejandro Corazon. I am the humble son of Spanish immigrants who came to this country destined for greatness. As the oldest child in the family, I took it upon myself to make the name Corazon a heart-treasured name for every single child, man, woman in Britain. That's why I've taken up the position of a doctor. Not just any doctor, a surgeon. And not just any surgeon, a heart surgeon. Because when I hold someone's heart in my hand on the operating table, I can feel if they're lonely and sad and miserable. Like maybe someone who loves their heart so much. Or maybe they just need 300 cc of tender loving care stat.
That should be our slogan or something.
Definitely. I am an elderly heart surgeon. I love heart surgery with all my heart. And that is pretty much the only solution I know to any medical problem. If you have a cold, I would fix it by ripping open your chest and fixing your heart to pump so much faster that your mucus is going to fly out and you will be well again.
Don't try this at home, kids.
No, definitely not.
We have some Spanish speakers in the audience, and they recognize your name.
Oh, thank you very much. I see you two are a fine connoisseur of languages, good sirs and madam.
Okay, Dr. Muriel Stone, please.
Hello, I'm Dr. Muriel Stone. I'm an only child. I'm actually from this area. I actually wanted to go into veterinary medicine, but my parents pushed me into becoming a medical doctor, and yes, so I went to medical school in the city in London, and then but it was much too fast paced for me. So when there was this opening here back closer to home, I took it. So I'm back here.
Great. Next up, Ms. Blore.
Yes, Ms. Penelope Blore. I've been a hospital administrator for nearly 34 years. I have been doing good work in London, keeping things running shipshape, and now I've been sent out here. Well, I suppose my experience makes me more valued out in such a new establishment. So I'm here to bring things up to standard, so to speak.
Excellent. I'm sure we'll need that. And last but not least, Mr. Evans.
Well, technically, Nurse Evans will be the correct term. I am employed here as a nurse, but everyone has been calling me Mr. Evans for so long. I think it is only proper and correct. I've been in this parish and this county since I was born. I never left, and when they built this new hospital here, it was only proper for me to join. Of course, they dismantled my previous position, unfortunately, but I guess that is the one person from here. No affront, Dr. Stone, but I don't remember your parents. I'm just saying. I'm just and I do know everyone around. I think it's only proper that I will give some. What I was talking about? What was I talking? Oh yes. So I'm Doctor Nurse William, Mr. William. What?
Okay, let's move on. And I'm the master of ceremonies. And we shall begin. It's Sunday, like this Sunday, a regular Sunday where everyone is just doing their thing. They're relaxing and enjoying and stuff like that. But you are on call because a hospital needs to have people on call, and it's midday when a car rushes by the entrance to the emergency room, and someone step very loudly outside of it, rushing into the place, running straight into Mr. Evans and calling for help.
I prepped the OR.
You're not there yet.
I always prep the OR.
Sir, you have to help me. You have to help me.
What is it? What is the matter?
It's my daughter. She cut her leg in the fence, and it's bleeding all over the place.
Oh, it is fine. Is the cut high or low on the thigh?
On the, I don't know. It's hard to say with all the fur.
So the fur, excuse me.
Please, you have to help me.
Oh yes. Do I know him? I'm going to assume I know him.
I will assume you know him. Give him a name.
Is it what's his age like?
40s.
Ah, okay. So he's Widow Ferguson. Old Widow Ferguson. He's not that old. Widow Ferguson.
Widower, surely.
No. No, he's Widow Ferguson. Widow in quotation marks. It's a nickname he got.
Named after his mother, obviously.
After his mother, yes, that's brilliant. After his mother.
Yeah, so
Widow Ferguson.
Yeah, and Ferguson he has a mustache and thinning hair, and he wears a sweater, and he has blood on his hands, but not a lot of it. Like it doesn't seem like an actual human amount of blood.
What's a human amount of blood?
I don't know, a lot of blood. When somebody cuts their leg, there is a lot of blood, especially if they are brought to the hospital.
Okay. Let me ask it like this: do I know old widow? Oh, he's not old. Do I know Widow Ferguson for being excessive in some way, or strange, or wait? Does he have a daughter?
He has. You
I
don't
can't
remember.
believe it took us this long to reach this question.
You don't remember his children, but you do know that he has at least one child that doesn't live at home anymore.
Okay. Then I'll try to act professionally and
Nice
do
one.
everything that they say. I mean, the move, act professionally.
Yes, I understand.
And do everything that all of the procedures that I need to follow now these days. Need to write it down. No, I need to tell the person in charge of the shift. I don't remember the details. I'll take out the little booklet with the details of the procedures. I'll flip them, and I'll start following the procedures.
Okay, so act professionally. You will.
When you act professionally or maintain a composure in a difficult, dangerous situation, roll plus guts. My guts are +1 because I've seen it all. So it's a 5.
That's not good.
Technically, because of my specialities, I am handy and dependable. I think because I'm dependable, I can push it 1 then.
Okay.
Then it's a
Still a
6.
miss, no?
Yes,
It's still a miss.
It's still a miss.
But I am dependable.
Good thing you added that, Eran. Good.
Sure.
Excellent. So first of all, you will take a point of stress from the situation.
That
What?
was the stress.
Okay.
I'm stressed.
You're
Sure.
And
we're all
then
stressed around
you're going to panic just as Dr. Stone walks into the ER from the other side.
Mr. Evans, is there something going on?
No. The Dr. Stone. There's really no need for you to get into this. It's a simple matter. Ferguson, come. Let's handle this. We really don't want this to get into paperwork, And once we get the doctor in, once we get one.
No,
hell,
doctor, please help my daughter. I beg of you.
Oh, what's the matter? Explain it to me carefully.
Well, she went outside for her morning run, and then I hear yelling and whimpering, and I find her stuck with her leg in the fence.
Okay, and is she with you now?
Yes, she's in the car, please.
Okay, show it to me directly, please.
Okay, so you go out into the parking area in front of the AR, and he opens the back door of the car, and there is a very large dog laying on the back seat, like a giant Dane or something like that, or a giant Dane with a mix, because there is a lot of fur, a lot of fur, and a lot of blood, obviously, and the dog seems very, very not comfortable and sad.
Oh, you poor thing. Okay, I'm going to turn around and shout at Mr. Evans. Get me a gurney right this minute. And
There's
I
no
need
need
to
to
get 2
shout.
orderlies to take this patient inside into my office, please.
Yes. I know how to do this. I go ahead and do the thing that you just said.
I'm going to assess the injury with my specialty of veterinary science.
Yes.
Nice.
How do we assess? What is the problem?
Is that like display expertise or something?
Expertise, yes.
It sounds like display expertise. Yes.
Okay. I am rolling.
When
I
you
did
display,
not thought that veterinary would be so prominent so soon in the game.
Okay, so
it's
because
basically the first
I have-
example of situation Eran wrote for this game.
Yes.
So I got a 6, but because I'm a specialist and I am focused, I can push 2 when I'm doing my specialties, so it goes up to
Nice.
8.
Excellent. So when you display your expertise about a problem at hand, roll plus brains on a hit of a 7
Oh, my
plus.
brains is +2 anyway, so I get a 10.
Oh, nice.
It's plus. Oh, great. So you get a 10. In a hit, general hit, you've got this. The MC will tell you an interesting fact about the current situation. And on a 10 plus, ask the MC 1 or 2 follow-up questions. Okay. An interesting fact about this situation. Okay, underneath you try to clean up the wind a bit without any equipment still, and you handle the fur and stuff, and it seems that it wasn't just a leg cut in the fence. It seemed like a bite or a sting of some sort.
Okay.
And now you can ask me 1 or 2 follow-up questions.
So how large is the injury?
It's not. It's very localized. There is a very nasty cut on the leg itself when the animal tried to wriggle it free, but it seemed that because there was some sort of other thing that bit her or stung her, the situation is worse, not because of the cut.
Okay. And what other symptoms it's a dog, right? A big dog. What other
Yes.
symptoms is the dog displaying? Like, is it having a hard time breathing? Is it unconscious or?
No, it's conscious. Yes, it has a hard time breathing. I don't think you can see anything else without actually measuring things.
Got it. Okay, but it's responsive, but it's looking like it's having a really hard time.
Yes.
So
So what?
I'm just trying to soothe the dog. They're like, "Oh, you poor thing," and I'm trying to keep her still. Is it her, him? Keep the dog still.
The guy called her his daughter. So
Oh yes. Mhm.
But, at least one part of that is false. So,
Yes.
excuse me, my dog is my daughter. I will refuse to accept any other explanation. Okay, Nurse Evans, you get a gurney. Mr. Evans, sorry.
Yes, of course. I mean, we'll do as the doctor say. I know how things are done with the 2 orderlies, and we'll come back and. Yes, Dr. Stone. What are we bring her in?
Yep. Into exam room 1, please.
I'm
orderlies
leaning towards you. I'm leaning towards you, and like this. This is the sort of thing that Mrs. Blows warned us about several times in the past month. So I would just like to know that, despite me being first responder, is it fine by you if your name will be on the report?
Fine. Whatever. Let's get this sorted.
Okay. So sure.
We forgot something.
What?
We forgot to do connections.
connection.
Oh, I assumed you were waiting with this until
No,
a
I
time
just
where
forgot.
it's more. Okay. Okay.
But let's
Because I was wondering if this is asserting my authority.
Okay. I was thinking.
No, it's not, because it's in the face of resistance. So it's in any way, it's not. So never mind.
Okay, so let's get all of the characters into the scene, and then we'll do connections. Okay.
Okay.
So you bring the animal here, and then Dr. Curzon happens to walk by.
Corazon.
Corazon, yes. And see that. And how do you react?
Well, first of all, Dr. Corazon has just came out. I have just come out of the the operating room. I have blood all over me. there were no surgeries scheduled. Why do you ask? And full of blood, I step outside and I see this commotion in examine room 1, to which I promptly go and stick my hands into other people's business by looking in, seeing the poor animal at risk, and saying, "We're gonna have to open her up, I see."
Oh, get out of here, Dr. Corazon. I've got this handled.
Yes, young lady, I'm sure you have this well at hand, but this is not a matter for the faint of heart. This animal is clearly in pain and needed to be fixed.
Yeah, but we didn't do connections yet, so you can't roll stick your hand in. But we will in a moment.
Let him roll it with a +0.
Okay, if you want to.
I want people to stick their hand in because I get to give perks if they do it.
Fine, +0 it is. I have 10.
What? Oh,
Whoa.
thank you, Aviv, for the $20 donation.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Going for what? What did
I
he
will
choose?
check in the dashboard in a minute. But
Okay.
before that, how come you all rolled 1s and then Uri comes along and roll a 6? That's
Because it's amazing.
That is, I rolled a 10. I did not roll a 1.
Actually, Jessica, you and I, we get a perk then because we rolled a miss, right? Or only I rolled a miss? Only I rolled a miss.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
Did
mine technically passed after I
Yes.
added all of my bonuses.
Right. Then I missed one. Sure.
Okay, so Aviv actually chosen a backstory question, and she asks, Muriel, what incident during your studies has convinced you that medicine is your true calling?
Nice.
I'm still actually not convinced that it's my true calling. So it's definitely pressure from my parents, and because I showed a lot of aptitude in my studies, they basically pushed me towards medicine, and everybody that I spoke to just felt like that was, more prestigious. It would be better for you. You're so good. Like you should do that instead of veterinary science. So I'm actually not convinced.
Great. Okay, Uri, you stuck your hand in and you got a 10.
That means I get to push 2 on one of their
roll,
roles,
yes.
either Muriel or Nurse Evans. I'm gonna go with Muriel to make her hit a strong hit.
Okay.
And they choose one of the following, right? Either they owe me one or they get +1 connection.
It depends
with me.
if they will hit or miss in the next roll. It's the next roll, I think.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm clearly challenging Uriel to prove to me that wound in that dog's leg is not directly endangering her heart.
Okay, but before that, Ms. Blur, where are you at this moment?
I think I've heard the barking.
Really? Okay.
So I am on my way currently to find out what is going on, though I have a dreadful feeling that I know precisely what is going on.
Yeah. One of the orderlies actually is calling you while you're on your way to tell you what is going on in the ER.
Yes, I had a feeling.
Okay, so you get there just as Dr. Corazon sticks his nose and hand into the situation.
So I have walked in. Corazon is covered in blood. Everybody else is holding down a dog. Am I correct about this scene?
Yes, and I am treating the injury. I'm assessing. I'm, taking heart rate readings and such.
And I'm standing in the doorway next to you.
Absolutely no. Dr. Corazon, what is going on here?
Well, obviously this animal is in peril. I mean, have a heart, Miss Blur.
Miss Blur, can I have you for a moment, please?
It's Blore.
Yeah, Blur. Roll.
Yes, Nurse Evans, how can I help?
I would like to, if I can, distract you while they are working on whatever it is they're doing inside.
Okay, so as you do that, let's do the
I stick
connections
my
things.
hand in someone else's situation, I think.
Definitely.
Let's do the connection so
So-
you actually have something to roll.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so just to let you know, because I'm the new admin, you need to subtract 1 from any connection involving me.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
okay, Eran, you will start with your connection questions.
How does that work?
After filling out the rest of the playbook, go around and introduce all the characters. We did that. List everyone else's name, and then go around again for connection. On your turn, ask 1, 2, or all 3. You get to choose, and then you ask a question, and that's it. Whichever, it's like bonds in Dungeon World or anything, unless it's more specific. So you choose what to ask, and people will choose if they want to be a part of that connection.
Oh, I like all of these. These are nurse specific. Okay. Which one of you has caused me the most amount of work, of extra work?
Oh, I think that's got to be me, right?
It's got to be me, you? Yes?
I mean, the amount of paperwork that I now require you to do that you have never had to do in your life.
That's good. That's a very good
You
point.
must dot every I and cross every T.
So you're, but I get -1 connection with you.
Yes.
Okay, so it's generally speaking, then I get +1 with you. Which one of you looks overconfident to me? Okay, that's very easy. That goes on. And that's connection -1 with you.
Oh,
That
Shoot.
makes sense. That makes sense. And which one of you had a thing for me? I don't think. Maybe as a father figure or as someone that you would. I mean, I'm looking at
You also don't
Dr.
have
Stone.
to take the questions.
I don't have to, but I think maybe here's a suggestion. I've been the only medical practitioner in this tiny little
Hamlet?
village of slang for the past like 40 years. If you know of me, or maybe I'm legendary around here or something, and you sort of admire me as this legendary figure, legendary. But you know, when someone say, Mr. What's my name? Mr.
Evans.
Evans, then maybe it means something to you.
Yeah, can I, Iran, have it be that you treated me as a child, and so
Ooh, nice.
in my mind,
That-
you're like my doctor.
In my mind, you're still a child.
Yes.
Sure. That works. Connection -1. Okay, nice.
Ouch.
All of your connections are bad.
But no, the first one is +1. And that's not bad. It just means the strength of the connection, not good or bad.
Okay. Blore.
All right. Which one of you has been avoiding me?
I think all of us.
I think definitely me. Definitely
All right.
me.
Okay, so that's -2 for you.
Oh no. Oh wait, question.
think-
Sorry for the previous for Aaron's for me answering. So do I get -1?
No,
Or does
only
he
I
get
get. It's connections is two-sided. It's I get a different value than what you get.
Okay, so I only write numbers down if I'm doing the connection part.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which one of you helped me out of some trouble?
Oh, I think it was me.
I think it was. What did you help me out of?
Well, it's quite likely that you maybe did a bit of a faux pas, maybe with one of our, maybe for one of the elders in town, maybe with a council member or something. You didn't show enough appreciation for the old manor grounds, where we take them very seriously, and I helped you out.
Brilliant. And then My third question is, which one of you just popped up on my radar, but I wasn't sure how to make that interesting.
Popped up on your radar? Is that a synonym here, or is it just literally?
I think it's just like someone I'm only just becoming aware of, but I don't think that fits our current situation, so I might just not ask that question.
It could be okay.
Oh, yeah?
No,
Maybe.
I maybe popped on the radar because you didn't notice them until something happened.
Yeah, got your
And
attention.
that-
For instance, they just suddenly walked into an operating room with a dog while covered in blood.
For
Sure.
example.
It happens.
All right.
Or,
So
or
that's-
maybe they just came out of a non-working operating room covered in
Covered
blood.
in blood.
also
Both happened just today.
All right, so that's +1 for Alejandro, +2 for Mr. Evans.
Great. You will.
Okay, so which one of you do I secretly admire? We already have that one, so I think I'll just put that one for mine for Mr. Evans, because that makes sense, right? Because then it goes both ways.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so then that's I have +1 for Mr. Evans. I guess because since I admire you, I like pay attention to everything that you're doing, so I know more about you. Okay, and which one of you doesn't seem to be living up to your full potential?
I can be viewed in that manner.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
Yes.
I think that you're like too obsessed with surgery, and that's like not always the most relevant in our particular situation. Okay.
Also, it kind of seems like work is his life, and he has nothing beyond that, and that's a little sad.
And Amy, I had my last question is, which one of you have I worked with in another facility? Could it be that my previous hospital that I didn't get on with, you were there as well?
I like it.
Okay, so that one
Perfect.
I have +2 with you.
Which is why you've been avoiding me, because
Yes!
it didn't work out for you there, and now suddenly I've popped up.
Nice.
Okay,
Very
that's
nice.
cool.
Great. Where were we?
In my connections.
Wait, before that, we have an anonymous $20 donation. Thank you, anonymous. Let's
Hey.
see if you have chosen something. No, they didn't. They
Well-
just gave $20. Thank you.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Anonymous, the person, not the organization.
Yes. Who
Yes.
was sticking their hand in? Evans was sticking their
Wait.
hand in?
And Alejandro
Wait,
still
wait.
is disconnected.
Aviv, I don't have connections yet.
Oh, sorry. That. Yes, go ahead.
I mean, I know that my character is lonely and sad and have no life, but that's no excuse to not have any connections. Okay, so since me and Jessica are both specialists, we have the same questions. So basically, which one of you do I secretly admire or envy? This is a nice one. I'm gonna go with Penelope.
Ooh.
Because she got it together and she knows what she wants and she deals with people all the time and people talk to her and fill out forms for her and that is amazing.
You just want someone to fill out forms for you too.
That's how you can tell it's love. You fill each other's forms. So that would be a +1 connections for Miss Blur. Which one of you doesn't seem to be living up to your full potential? I'm gonna go with Dr. Stone
I like it.
because you can do so much more than what you're doing. You
In
can be a
surgery.
heart surgeon, for God's sake. Instead, you're doing whatever it is. Whatever it is you do. And which one of you have I worked in Another facility. No, I'm gonna skip that one because you two already were in the same facility, and I think it's gonna be too much past drama rather than present drama.
Okay. We also got another $5 before we started the game by Anonymous. So Anonymous with $25 so far. I don't know if it's the same Anonymous. It's a general anonymity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
to
Anonymous. Anonymous I. Thank you.
Anonymous. We are up to $50 from
Anonymous
the
Odes.
goal.
Anonymous.
Oh, you Anonymous, you have a heart of gold.
You want to tear it out.
That's the way. That's nice.
Yeah, okay. Where were we now?
We were
I was being
getting
distracted in an
operating
obvious manner.
I'm getting gloves on. I'm like cleaning the wound. I'm addressing the patient and basically ignoring everyone else.
So
and
Evans,
I am addressing you and basically telling you to prep this dog for surgery, because as you can see from the various amounts of blood bleeding out from this dog's leg, blah blah blah. But however, I do point out exactly where and in what amounts the blood gushes out, which gives you a +2 to your roll on treating the dog.
Cool.
Well, just to be clear, when I distract you, my point is not just to distract you. It really is part of an ongoing effort on my part to try and bash against your strictness of. I mean, you have no understanding of the way things. I'm not saying it directly like this, but you have no understanding of the way things are done here, and the way that people think here. And you should really. I mean, sure, this is the 5th time we get an animal
I
in here,
am
but
very aware, Mr. Evans, of how things are done here. However, my job is to ensure that things are done differently. However, you're going to succeed at this role, so I'm going to stop talking.
no. It's only that I got a weak hit, so I managed to push one on your roll. If you're going to now assert authority or something,
wait,
I managed to
what
push
did you
one.
roll? What did you
Stick
roll?
your hand in. I'm sticking your
Oh,
hand
okay.
into a situation. My influence is noted for good or bad. It is probably the 6th time that I'm bringing this up, and I'm just to be clear, I'm using the same, probably even exact wording as I did before. Nothing really changes in the way that I present my case.
Okay. So Alejandro, you push to Muriel's role to treat the dog, right? You gave it a +2? Okay. And Penelope, what are you doing while being distracted mildly?
I'm going to attempt to try and stop what is currently happening. Not to stop the dog from necessarily being taken care of, but hospital equipment is not supposed to be used for animals. So I'm going to inform them that this cannot be done on the clock or with hospital resources.
So you are asserting your authority.
That is the theory. I suppose Stone is currently the person who is performing this, while we'll deal with the blood stains shortly. So I think I'm trying to convince Stone. I have a -2 on Stone though, so.
But it's if you assert your authority, you roll plus rep. You may roll with connections if you want to.
Well, my rep is better, so I will do that, but I suppose I'm getting pushed in the wrong direction.
Yes, by 1.
Okay, so that is a soft hit, I think, because it's +1 and -1.
Yep. When you assert your authority, give an order or tell something what to do in the face of resistance. For PC, if they do it, you owe them. If they don't do it, you both mark 1 stress. So, Dr. Stone, the choice is yours. Do you display your expertise and treat this dog, or do you step away?
I definitely treat the dog. So do I? What
Stress for everyone.
Stress?
Yes.
Excuse me.
So both Blor and Stone are mark 1 stress, And now you can roll for expertise +2 with Alejandro's push.
Okay, and so that would be brains, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I got a 9 +2 for brains is 11, and
Oh,
the +2 from specialty plus another 2 from Alejandro. I smash it.
you
OP.
change it into a Great Dane.
Without an operation.
Yeah, okay, so you now have the proper equipment, you clean the wound, you take blood for testing and stuff, and you find out that the proper venom that not the proper venom, the proper anti-venom for the venom that was affecting the animal before it does any serious damage. It doesn't get into the heart or anything, so it doesn't need treatment. And you basically, that's the interesting fact, that you managed to stop it in time. And you now know the species of the snake or something that bit the dog.
Okay, so
Um,
have I finished treating the dog, or does that just give me more information and I have to?
I think the situation was clear enough for it to
Okay.
be done. You administer the antivenom, you dress the wound, and I think that the dog probably needs some rest and the fluids, but they will probably be okay.
Okay, so after I finish treating the dog, I basically don't speak to the man. I just speak to the dog, and I'm just like, "Oh, you're going to be all right with a little bit of rest, and just make sure you stay off of that leg and take it easy. You'll be fine."
Well, I'll speak to the man then. I'll take Widow Ferguson, and I'll try to, if I can, give him some advice on how to present this to what is coming in a minute by when when Miss Blur is going to, I'm going to assume, come down on him with full admin rage. I'm trying to help him. I don't know if I know any good advice to give him actually about admin, but I'll try to at least
To nod his head a lot.
yes, not in a lot. I'll try to at least show some compassion and be and make sure that he's calmer and knows that everything has been done and everything is right and fine.
Okay. Do it.
You want me to roll show compassion?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I'll show some compassion. It's a 7. I showed some compassion.
You connect with them. Ask up to 2 questions from the list below. They may ask you one as well.
I don't mind. I don't need any of this.
Okay.
Well,
Dr.
I shall be. Okay, then.
Someone speak.
Dr. Stone. I believe
Stone,
Miss Blair
see
was
me in
just
my
addressing.
Yes, Miss Blore. Yes. I'll
But
just tidy up first.
Good. I will leave. I walk away.
in a non-characteristic move, I shall approach Dr. Stone and tell her, "Have a heart, dear kids. You did the right thing. You should know that it's probably a common viper that bit that poor dog. After all, that's the only venomous snake in England."
Okay. Did
And
Yes,
I
I had come to that conclusion.
Unfortunately for me, my character has the trivia specialty, which means I have to distribute these trivia facts. Like that the adder, better known as the common vapor, is Britain's only venomous snake.
Mansplain snakes.
Alejandro explaining.
Alejandro explaining.
So can I just point out, Aviv, we haven't done nicknames.
Oh,
We
right.
have not got nicknames.
But before that, we have a $10 donation from Aviad. Thank you very much.
Woohoo!
Thank
Oh my God.
you.
Hey.
Let's do nicknames.
So you have to give me a nickname.
Who?
Everybody, I think. I think that was how it works.
It's the one that has the lowest connection.
Oh,
Oh.
very nice.
Dr. Stone, you have to give me a nickname.
Oh no!
Don't hold back.
Let me think about this one.
Uri, you think about mine.
Mm.
I'm thinking something like Iron Maiden or something like that.
Ooh, I like that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, Dr. Alejandro, you give me a nickname.
Mm. Letty? No,
Lady? You want to call me Lady?
no, I'm thinking of Dr. Stone at the moment. For you,
Ah.
I think I'll call you Vicar.
Do I
What?
look like a vicar that you know or something? Or do I look like...
No,
You
because
are
you
sort
like,
of the village vicar, though.
yeah,
There is an actual village vicar. Hello?
Yeah,
Nobody goes
but-
to church anymore.
Shows how you are disconnected from our town, village, county, the people.
I can also go with oldie or
You
local.
choose whatever you want.
No, I want to make it into a group discussion. What do you think of local? I think it's very inappropriate. Hey,
Just
local.
call- Oh
Yes,
no!
you're-
Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's the worst. Sure.
Then it is chosen. You are the local.
Oh.
It's a step up from native.
No. Yes, it is. That's the worst. Okay, sure.
And for Dr. Muriel Stone, I thought of calling you young lady, but I don't know if that works as a nickname. I want something like a hero of justice because you're so full of ideals and stuff, and but in a slightly cynical way. Mm.
Theresa May.
I'm picturing my character is quite spacey, unless she's doing something related to her training, and never looks a person directly in the eyes, and
Heart of gold.
Goldilocks? Without
I
having
think I'm-
blonde hair?
If you're such a, I'm gonna call you by the exact opposite of being cold, detached, and thingy. Maybe Rocky, because your last name is Stone.
okay, yeah.
Okay. Not because she has a mean right hook?
I'm sure she does.
We'll discover that in the third act.
Yeah. Took the word out of my mouth. Okay. So, good luck with your conversation with Miss Blurred,
Wait,
Rocky.
someone gave Alejandro a nickname?
Alejandro, do you have a nickname?
No.
You forgot yourself this time.
No, it's one of us needs to give him a nickname.
Yes.
Who has-
Who is your lowest
connection?
connection?
Who's my lowest connection? Dr. Muriel Stone.
Oh, okay.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Bloody Alejandro.
No, that's too gross.
Yes.
Is intestines Alejandro better?
No, it's
Oh, I got it. Okay. It's not quite as gross, but yeah, I call you Butcher because you're the surgeon.
Sure.
Oh, I like
not.
it.
The butcher of slaying.
I want to watch that movie.
Suddenly, it became a whole other game.
We'll get there. We'll get there in the third act. In the third act.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take the question from show compassion that you didn't use and assume that It was, what would you like my character to do, as in the NPC, and you told him how to
I was
act in
wondering
front of it.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, Muriel and Blore, you're alone in the break room or something.
think
I
in
assume
my
it's in her
Oh,
office.
Penelope's
Yeah.
office.
All the way to the office? That's a long way to walk in silence.
Then
No,
they walk
I
in-
was cleaning up, and
Oh,
she's gone to
okay.
her office, and I'm meeting her after.
Excellent. Okay, so it's a 15 minutes later or something, or 20 minutes later in the office.
And
I
you would walk in and Muriel has just been watching the door.
Yeah. So I very sheepishly knock on the door before I open it.
Enter.
I do that, where you open the door and you don't go in right away. You kind of like peek your head around.
Come in.
Okay, and then I walk in. I tried to leave the door open.
She
You asked
won't
me to
say
close
anything
it.
about that. No.
Okay. Yeah, so I leave the door open and I stand in front of your desk.
Have a seat.
I sit down and look at the desk.
Is the dog all right?
Yeah, she should be fine. Yep.
Good. I want a full list
Can I
of
go?
everything that you used,
Yes.
as well as a detailed breakdown of the use of your time.
Well, but there was no one. There's no one here. That
I'm still
you need me.
waiting for 3 files from yesterday. You have work to be doing.
Yep. Understood.
I'm not heartless. I appreciate that when there is an animal in distress, you will want to help it. But do keep in mind that we have people that we're accountable to, and the resources that we use matter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, if you need to, you can take it out of my pay.
No, that would require more paperwork than I'm willing to do. Don't make me do it.
I'll get to that. I'll just get to that paperwork. Yep. I'll just be going now.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And I shuffle out.
Dr. Stone,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
you're very good at what you do. You have a lot of potential. I don't want you to be here in 10 years.
Now I actually look at her. What if I want to be here in 10 years? And I just walk out.
damn girl. Did
Nice.
not turn out how I expected.
Great. Okay. So about, I don't know, an hour later, nothing else happened at that time. The place is quiet. All the patients in their the regular ward, but nothing major. And then Dr. Corazon, you get a call that there is a former patient waiting for you in the reception.
What? A live former patient of mine? Oh, wait.
Speaking like the true butcher, yes.
Fine then. I scrub off the fresh blood that I have on my hands, put on my relatively less bloody clothes, and I step outside.
Okay.
Yes.
How long ago was this hospital opened?
A year
Probably.
ago?
Really? I thought like a month ago. Aviv, you want to make a call?
We'll break it in the middle in 6 months.
Mhm.
Okay, so Alejandro, what was your previous post?
My previous post was in a big, poshy hospital center of London, all the newest equipment, all the, the poshiest, most exclusive post you can imagine.
Okay.
Where they really, really wanted people not to have surgeries because it costs a lot insurance-wise.
And you
Hence,
really like doing surgeries.
indeed, so I requested a transfer, and because it made my department head look not as good as they wanted to, they said if you would get out of here, you would go to the absolutely worst place I can send you. To which I replied, no, I see your heart is in the right place, and I can move it for you if it isn't.
Oh my God. Great. So, for anyone joining us, we play this game for Make a Wish Children Cancer Awareness Month, and you can donate by doing !wish in the chat, or going directly to icel.me/wish, or clicking on the banner if you are in the Twitch channel. There is a banner for Make a Wish. You can do that. Excellent. So, Dr. Corazon.
And if you contribute some money, you can force us to reveal details about our backstory or make things harder for us.
Indeed.
Or easier.
Or easier.
But
You don't
usually
have to be
harder.
mean, it's just encouraged.
Yeah. Money for the hospital. Yes. So, yeah, Dr. Corazon. There is a young woman standing in reception. She is very well dressed and seems to be looking stuff on the phone while waiting. And you recognize her as a former patient that needed heart surgery, but eventually went to another facility. Despite the fact you recommend her not be moved because it could have been dangerous. What's her name?
So, her name is Helen, and why was she moved? Was it something she decided, something that another doctor decided?
It took too long for your board to approve the procedure, and eventually she went to a different facility that agreed to do it.
And this is it from my previous position or this position?
Yes, the previous position.
Hello, Helen, one bypass, two cut to the right. Hello, how are you? I refer to all my patients by their name and condition.
That's how I remember them. That's the mnemonic.
That's how you remember your patient. That's how you become a good doctor, Mr. Evans.
I don't wish to be a doctor. I'm very happy where I'm. Thank you.
Yes, hello, Dr. Corazon. I need to speak to you.
Very well. Examine room 1, please. Or as we call it, the pre-op chamber.
She follows you and she tells she put her phone down and she take a couple of moments and tells you, Doctor, I came here because I just found out that the operation that the St. James Hospital did on me wasn't completely successful, and my condition is back, and I came here to beg of you to help me because you couldn't do it before. And I went back to the hospital. I asked for you, but they told me you are gone. And what are you doing in a place like this? You're better than this.
Helen, one bypass. Let me tell you this straight. In a place like this, I can perform a heart surgery every day. In other places, they demand so much paperwork beforehand that sometimes with a heavy heart, I have to let down other heavy hearts, which needs to be made lighter. But
You and
here,
Blore need to have a conversation.
Yes.
Well, it will come very soon because he will need to approve this operation.
give me your medical sheet, and I'm gonna walk right now to the administrator office and demand that you would be treated immediately. Luckily, the operating room is already prepped for surgery since this morning.
She gives you her file. Yeah, she brought it with her.
I gaze into her eyes and assure her that I will not rest until I'll have her heart in good hands. The best hands.
Your hands.
My hands. Yeah. Okay. And I take the chart and I storm my way out and head straight to Miss Blur's office.
Blur.
Blore.
I gotta be nice to her now. God damn it. Okay.
Do you say that? Are you just like psyching yourself up outside my office?
As I walk, as I'm like, don't be an don't be okay. No.
Everyone looks at you like you're crazy.
No, I think everyone else in the hospital are
That's the
ready.
butcher. Don't make him angry.
They're accustomed to seeing me walk down hallways. If I'm not heading to the operating room, it's always easy. So I approaches the office and
Come in.
I open the door and I walk in. Good day, Miss Blur. Good day. Here,
Ms. Blore, please sit down.
like I said, yes. I put the chart on the table and I give Miss Blur a deep gaze into the eyes of someone who's about to save lives. And I say, this woman is about to die unless we save her.
Oh, wait, have you even looked at the chart? Do you even know what her condition is?
No, I did not.
So
But I do know.
I think you need to feign competence at this moment.
I couldn't agree more.
When you feign competence, lie or bluff in the face of a difficult or dangerous situation. Roll plus nerve.
Plus nerve. I do not have nerve, which is a damn shame. I got a 10!
Hey!
Stop rolling well.
Dude,
Fire today.
dude.
We have a $20 donation from Elena. Thank you, Elena.
Hey, thank
Thank
you.
you, Elena.
Oh, that's my friend Alana. Hi, Lana.
She
Lana,
didn't-
I'm dedicating this natural 10 to you.
she hasn't chosen any of the donation rewards, but for $20 you can ask a back question story to one of the characters. So if you want to do so, you can write it in the chat and we'll do that. Let's see, you rolled a 10 for feign competence. You maintain your cloak of competence. Choose
This
one.
is my cloak of confidence, baby.
Yes, choose one person you definitely convince, or gain some new insight into the current problems.
I'm gonna choose Miss Penelope Blur, definitely.
Okay,
More.
Penelope Blord,
All right.
you are definitely convinced.
Absolutely. So she's going to take a look at the chart. She's probably seen a few medical charts in her 34 years of experience, but she's not a doctor. So she's going to take what she sees of a heart condition and connect it to the absolute confidence of the doctor in the room and accept it. Of course. Let me see what we can do. And so she starts putting together the paperwork and then pauses. The patient is a human, Yes.
I actually stopped for a moment and double check in my mind. Yes.
Wait, she's not in the office with you?
No, he left her in
No,
the
she's in
waiting
exam
in
room
the
one.
exam room. The pre-op, yes. We
pre-op.
we got another $20 donation from Anonymous. This time with a back question story. Dr. Colson, was there a time when you realized heart surgery was actually the wrong choice, but by then it was too late?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Ah!
Oh wow, that is a tough question. It sends me back to when I was a young intern. It was the worst kind of heart condition that you can imagine. Death. We had a patient who came in, no pulse. Actually, his head was clearly chopped off. But I looked at him and I said, we gotta open that chest cavity and see what's wrong there. That was perhaps the one time I have misdiagnosed a patient.
You just didn't think about looking above the chest, so you didn't notice the missing head?
No. In my defense, when people are already sedated for surgery under anesthesia, they don't move. They just lie there. So when I've seen this body, this perfectly preserved body, headless, yes, but otherwise perfectly intact, lying on the operating table, I said to myself, I'm gonna find out what's wrong with this person. And I did. And I opened them up and I've clutched their heart and I've looked into it and I've seen what ails them. And it was the fact that they felt not a part of this world. And then I did a triple bypass and reconnected the heart. It was a 12-hour surgery with 14 nurse and other assistants, and they took that out of my paycheck.
And
I
you're
really
in debt since then.
I really put my heart into that surgery.
Sure.
No, not really, but figuratively put my heart into that surgery.
Whose
And
heart did
my-
you put into that surgery?
Uri, please mark a perk.
I wouldn't give me a perk.
Was that the incident that got you sent to this hospital?
Ooh.
Yes, that is very true, unfortunately.
Excellent. Aviv Or says the NHS is truly blessed to have such dedicated doctors.
I'm just gonna point out that I love the NHS. It is
Yes, no,
really
that is great.
especially because I'm from the US, so
Mm.
no
Yes.
comparison, guys.
No comparison.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Then again, it is a very low bar that you're setting there.
Fair.
Fair.
Okay, where
Yeah,
were
well.
we in the actual game?
Well,
I have
I-
been convinced that this woman needs to have heart surgery immediately. May I meet the patient?
Yes, of course, she's in the pre-op room. Wait, you call it the examine room 1. Yes.
Can I complicate things a bit?
Of course, always.
Then I think it's only likely that I spend most of the time around our ER because A&E, the A&E,
What? Right?
because
What is that?
A&E is accidents and emergencies.
Oh, okay. That's
It's
new
the ER for the
UK.
NHS.
Okay.
I probably spend most of the time there waiting for people to come in and
Offer the
because I know most of them and I kind of know to which doctor to send them and stuff like that. So when she came along and I didn't know her, she's not from here, I kind of follow. And now that she's alone in the room, I guess that I'm probably entering it to say hello, introduce myself, and ask her where she's from, who is she's visiting here, what is it she's looking for, and stuff like that.
Okay, so she's tell you, and my name is Helen. I'm here as a patient of Dr. Curzon. And
Oh, she
he's going-
explains everything completely? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I
you see
get a
that
lot.
she's a bit sheepish. She doesn't really want to speak
But
with
she's
anyone
not
else.
actually a
She's
sheep,
not
right?
the only. Yeah,
No.
she's not the only
No,
patient we have that's sheepish.
Okay. Okay, because I am, I would. That's great that you just told me that. I thought I might need to show compassion. I clearly
God
become.
forbid you will show compassion.
I clearly become a lot less nice once that I realized she came all the way here to have surgery because this hospital is not for her, and our resources are,
Yes,
as our
it's-
admin tells us all the time.
It's extremely weird. Even if she wanted to work specifically with Dr. Curzon, if she's from London, the big city, whatever, she probably had other options.
Well, I just don't think that she has any place here, and she has no business being here. I don't say any of this to her. I'll just probably wait outside the room, sitting and reading a newspaper, waiting for people, probably the doctor, to come back, and then I'll give
Get the
them
Cheshire Post.
the Cheshire Post, and then I'll just give them my my opinion on the matter.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ms. Blur and Dr. Curzon are getting back from the office to see the patient.
Okay.
The doctor
This
coughs.
way.
Oh,
Mr.
Dr. Curzon, is she one of yours?
Yes, indeed, she is. She is
Um,
to be prepped for surgery immediately.
When I looked at her incoming card, I did notice that her what's zip code here? They have a name for it. It's not zip code.
Postcode.
Postcode. Thank you. Her postcode is not from Shropshire. You do realize that? Perhaps she should be redirected to a hospital near her.
Oh, you don't say. Let me double check that. I take the chart, not open it, stare at him in the eyes and said, oh, it seems like she's in a dire medical condition. It seems fine.
That looks like you're asserting your authority.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I am so asserting my authority. I am
Okay, so
the mother of all asserting authority.
when you assert your authority, give an order or tell someone what to do in the face of resistance, roll plus rep, or if you are a PC and you may roll plus connection instead, so your highest, I guess.
No, my reputation is higher. I got no connection with Nurse Williams. So I'm gonna roll with my reputation on the line, which is +2.
Whoa.
So if you don't mind,
Stop with those rolls!
that is an 11.
I'm going to reset roll 20.
Your overconfidence is starting to seem more and more justified.
Yes, that's the worst.
I know it's terrible.
Okay, so
I nod. I take a perk. I don't.
Yes, you get a perk.
I don't stand before you. I take a perk instead, and I nod and say. And when I pass by, I walk away from the situation, and when I pass by Ms. Blur, I just say something about waste of resources. We have so few to pass around. Distraction, that should probably be something. That's
I'm sorry, Nurse Evan. So, did you say something about misuse of resources?
well, she is not from around here. She is not Shropshire denizen. I do believe I might not remember this correctly, but I do believe that in our code books. We are supposed to only offer services to registered NHS personnel, right?
Of course, we'll go through the proper procedures before we begin anything.
Mm.
At least that'll be our first time today of going through the proper procedures. You're patient.
I will correct.
Okay, so so you get into the examination room, and she still sits there and browsing her phone.
Did you
young
say
people do.
Helena?
Yes.
Helen won by pass. Took us on the line.
It's actually Miss Helena Goodhart.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Miss Goodhart.
That was an
Apparently,
accident.
this is NPCs of all NPCs suddenly have a last name. Of course.
The game says specifically to give everyone a name.
Yes.
I'm Penelope Ball.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the hospital administrator. Now, I just have a few questions. Just we need to, of course, follow procedure before we do any procedures. You understand? So, first of all, may I just confirm that the personal information on this sheet is correct?
Yeah, I wrote it all down.
Thank you. And this is your GP, is it not?
Yes.
Dr. Shah.
Yes.
Excellent. We'll just have to contact Dr. Shah to just ensure that there's nothing we're missing. So I'll proceed to do that, but I'm sure we can pencil things in for, well, I'll see how soon we can do. Obviously, time is of the essence. We will not allow any unnecessary delays, but we have to make sure everything is done correctly for your safety.
In the background, as Penelope is talking, you can see Dr. Carson already putting on the gloves and scrubbing up.
We have a $20 donation from James Graham.
Hey!
Oh, James!
Hey, James Graham. Graham. Does it come with a backstory request?
No, it doesn't, but we have another donation of $70 from Anonymous.
Wow!
Thank
Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, all the Anonymouses. And that doesn't... Anonymousize again. Yeah, and that doesn't come with anything as well. You don't use your incentive, yes.
Aviv, I suggest that the next character you introduce into the game will be named Anonymous in honor of our anonymous contributor.
But it should be the surname, not the first name, because...
Well, it could just be anonymous.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I love that.
Yes. Aviv also says in chat, and I completely agree with her, Amy, and I mean this in the best possible way, is as if you were an administrator in a past life. That's so true.
If there is one thing I know how to be, it's stuck up. Well, I think Penelope's going to exit the scene and go do some paperwork and proceed to gum up the works and make sure that this takes at least 2 weeks to organize, while it is undoubtedly already happening in the background.
Yeah, so I don't know. Are you planning on calling anyone on Sunday to check this thing, her files and stuff?
It's urgent. They'll understand that this is urgent, but we have to go through procedure. Do we have an anesthetist, by the way? Is that Anne? Anne, our anesthetist?
And this it is, yes.
Cool, sure. Anesthesiologist?
That might be the term.
Whatever.
The
The one that does the anesthesia. That's what we mean, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
I have one on hand. His name is John or Johnny Walker. He's the best anesthesiologist you can imagine.
Oh no.
That's not proper medicine.
No, because everything else.
Okay, so the first call you make, whether to the GP or someone else on a file, they tell you that the other operation was. They thought it was fine and they fixed her and everything, but something went wrong. And then over the past year, she was conducting how do you say? ערן, רשלנות רפואית.
Malpractice.
Malpractice, thank you.
Medical malpractice.
Medical malpractice lawsuit against the doctors that did her previous operation.
My confidence is going down.
And then you need to somehow wake up your anesthesiologist, Animus.
Oh no. First I need to wake up our lawyer by the sounds of things. I'm going to contact our legal department about this first.
Yes, let's see. Avi from the legal department. I'm going to take names from the donors list. Yes,
Sure.
he's an immigrant as well.
Sure. Hey, what's up? What is going on? Hey, I'm Avi. Hey, I'm from Israel.
Eran, we said we are not going to stereotype any subgroups.
Good point.
Rather, those subgroups are us. That has nothing to do with it.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. I've got a patient who's coming in for urgent surgery. However, it sounds like she's already engaged in a malpractice suit over her last surgery, not going very well, and I am a little nervous.
Was this have to happen on a Sunday? I'm playing
Well,
golf.
I'm sure it could have happened anytime, but that's why you're paid.
Yes, I guess so. Can you...
Would you come in and have a look, please?
Yes. Can you get another opinion? Well, one of your other doctors can look at her.
Excellent idea. I will ensure it. Thank you.
Yes.
I
I will
will
be there.
buzz, and I will hang up, and I will buzz Dr. Stone.
You're going to another doctor behind my back.
Yes,
For
and
the
I'm going on a
second
bio
opinion.
break, so keep this in.
I'll in fact go find Dr. Stone in a break room or something.
Do I have an office?
Probably.
You probably have an examination room, which is your own.
Okay, so I have the door closed and it's locked. You can hear me sometimes every now and again as you walk by in the corridor, kind of cursing or cheering or shouting of some kind.
What are you doing at the moment when I come to the door?
I'm playing an online game.
Note,
No, but what are you-
Amy.
what
When
did
you
I hear?
indulge in your addiction, you owe it a favor and remove one stress.
Oh, hey.
Not Amy, sorry. Amy, you didn't indulge in your addiction at all.
Jessica.
Jessica, when you indulge your addiction, owe it a favor. When you owe it a favor, it means the MC may use the move as may make a hard move whenever they want.
So are you shouting at that? Are you shouting anything?
Wait, let's do some fan service. This is for charity after all. So, Jessica, what are you playing?
Let's say I'm playing League of Legends.
You're playing
I
League
have
of
to say
Legends.
we've
are
got fan service going on at the moment because we have a cat in
Where
the
the cat,
background.
yes, behind you. Hey.
I think that's accurate. I think there is a cat in my room.
Ah, nice.
That is not permitted in a hospital.
No.
I'm back.
But it's very probable that we have like a gazillion cats around, so sure. Not in the hospital, in Shropshire.
They have hearts too. So you're playing League of Legends. What's your favorite
Yeah.
character, and are you winning?
I haven't played it recently. I'm gonna say I'm playing Ash. I'm supposed to be firing a lot of arrows across the map. Let's say I'm losing badly, and they're shouting at me because I'm missing, and I'm shouting back. Like, no, but you're supposed to CC before so I can hit them. Come on now.
I
Seems
double
plausible.
dare you to stay in the gaming mentality while you're having your conversation with Penelope.
Oh no.
But this is just a suggestion. Okay, so continue.
Penelope pauses outside the door listening to this for a moment. I don't think she has any concept of what you're doing and is very alarmed. She knocks on the door.
Oh, my connection's really bad. You hear like things like falling around in the room. Shoo,
She's going to open the door, or try to open the door, but it's locked.
I shoo the cat out the window and come to the door.
What floor are we on?
It doesn't matter. It's a cat. That's fine.
Let's say there's a tree outside or something. I don't know. So I open the door and it's dark in there. Like the lights are off. I'm like, and Muriel always looks a bit like
napping?
Yes, I was just resting on my break. Am I needed? Is there a patient? Come in.
Have you been having nightmares, Dr. Stone?
No.
You were
everything's fine.
You seem to have been shouting in your sleep.
Oh, I didn't know that. I will keep an eye out for that in the future.
How long has this shift been?
Sorry?
How long have you been on call?
I don't. What day is it?
Sunday.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be here right now.
The audience can't see it, but in the Skype camera there is actually a cat.
They can't. Right, they can't.
Oh,
Yeah, it's cropped.
It's cropped out.
Yes. Here's the cat.
Yay!
This is Cinnamon.
Hello, Cinnamon.
She was supposed to be on call today.
Yeah, so you can see like Dr. Stone permanently looks like rumpled, like she slept in her clothes and like has like dark circles under her eyes. And like yeah, she's just like, what? But yeah, can I go or did you need me?
Yes, I do need you. Let's get you some coffee and walk.
Yeah. Oh, I think I had a coffee. Did I? Yes.
There are 7 Red Bulls behind you.
Yeah. It's a bit cold, but never mind. Yes?
Oh. Right. We have a patient, heart condition. Dr. Corazon is having a look at her and insisting that surgery is needed, but I have some concerns. I'm hoping you can give me a second opinion.
I mean, but isn't he the heart expert? I mean,
yes, but humor me.
Yeah, sure, boss. Yeah, okay. I follow you.
I lead her to the pre-op room.
Great. Okay. So she's there. She's still browsing her phone. She hasn't taken her eyes off it since Dr. Curzon examined her.
Am I there or am I in the operating room getting ready?
Whatever you think is appropriate.
No, then I'll let you have this scene. I think it's should be Between you and Helen, one bypass to cuts on the right.
Ms. Bloor, may I have the file, please?
Of course.
Okay, can I look through the file and assess the what it says?
Of course, you will display your expertise.
Okay.
Ooh, plus
Okay.
brain. Nice.
Plus brain is 2, so I've got 10.
Great.
Hey.
So you got this. I will tell you an interesting fact, and you can ask follow-up questions. The interesting fact is that it seems like the previous operation should have worked. Her condition wasn't dire before the last operation, and somehow it seems to have rapidly deteriorated over the last 6 months.
Okay. And what symptoms of this deterioration would I be looking out for when I assess her?
Her blood work is not in the normal range, and stress testing for her heart muscles seem to be weakened and stuff like that. At this short amount of time, it looks to you like there was some external thing, like either environmental factor or something she was exposed to that caused her heart to weaken this fast.
Interesting. Okay. So it's Ms. Goodhart. Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Stone. I'm going to be assisting Dr. Corazon. So may I take a listen to your heart, and we're going to do some tests to check in on your condition.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep,
Thank
so
you very much.
Yep. So can I, have a listen at her heart, take her blood pressure, that kind of thing?
Yeah, you listen. You take all the regular vitals. You draw blood, and you wait for the results while the lawyer come in, Avi. And the first thing he does is not going into the examination room. He goes to speak with Mr. Evans. He appeared to have taken a shine to you. Mr. Evans is the one that knows what's what around here and will tell him the truth of the situation. So he comes
This is
in.
one of the only people that come along with me to the pub after we finish here most evenings. So
yes, so he comes in and wearing a jacket and some jeans, Sunday clothing, and he just go right in it. So William, what's this about this patient I hear? What's wrong with her?
This, if you'll excuse me, wiggle waggle, coming at us from outside of the county, is here to, I think it's a tax evasion sort of thing. I believe she's trying to game the system to for her own financial needs. I might be wrong about this, of course. I know so very little about things financial of the world, but you do agree with me that this is weird and even bizarre how she decided to come here of all places. It's a 3-hour drive from the nearest city. It's not the sort of thing one would do just cause.
Yeah, I agree with you. But Dr. Curson was a big city doctor before that. It seems he has some patients that want to follow.
Now you tell me, are we here to treat any patient from anywhere, or are we here to treat our own and have other towns treat their own? Is it not the law? Is it not the way that things are done?
Yes, it's how it's supposed to be. But these doctors, they have this concept of the sanctity of life. That's
You don't have to tell me about this, and I would be the last person here to say anything and turn away a person in need. But she does not look in need. She looks at her phone, and she's not. She looks like the sort of hoity-toity rich person who chases her favorite doctor, overestimated, over-exaggerated, if you ask me, to for her own desires because she believes that none other can do, but of course others can do. We
Yes.
must trust our own. We must trust the system.
It
Very
doesn't supposed to be about the money. It's supposed to be about getting people help where they need it.
I've said my share. You do what you decide to do. What is best.
Walk
Wait,
with me, please.
a lawyer just said it's not about the money. Something's off here.
It isn't a malpractice medical lawyer. He does what the field requires. I don't know.
I think it's quite likely that I just stick my hand into someone's situation. I'm not sure which.
Again, mind you, again.
All the
what I do.
time.
That's why I'm here. That's what I do. That's my character. I'm not sure if it's Amy's situation or Uri's situation. Don't
I
know.
think it's broadly Uri's situation because he's the one who wants to get this
Right.
operation done, and I'm looking to be persuaded either way.
Okay, walk with the lawyer and come to the examination room, and we'll see whose
I think
situation
I
is
should be there. I don't think it's. I did it. I did my thing. I don't
Okay.
think I'm going to do anything
Okay.
else. And I think it's Penelope's. I think I'm pressing Penelope here.
Fine. Okay, so the lawyer leaves Evans and goes into the examination room, and obviously he doesn't enter. He knocks and wait outside. Knock, knock.
This is the examination room where Helen,
Yes,
one bypass to on the right, and Penelope is in, right?
yes, Dr. Stone and Miss Blore. You hear
I
the
will go
knock.
open the door a crack. Avi, do come in.
Thank you, Miss Blore. How can I be of service this fine Sunday afternoon?
Helen, this is Avi. He does work for us at the hospital. He's here to just go over the paperwork, the situation, make sure we handle everything correctly. We'll wait for Dr. Stone to finish her examination, however.
Yeah, and at that moment, or a couple minutes later, one of the nurses comes in with the result of the blood exam, and as it is as you feared, the heart is indeed weakened, and you find traces of some substance that does damage to the heart.
Poloxetine.
Whatever, yes.
Sure.
Can I then, using my medical knowledge, try to figure out where, like, what source, like, where she could have gotten it?
I don't think you have enough information in this situation. You really
Okay.
don't know her history beside the pre-existing heart condition and the surgery she went through.
No,
It
what
is
I mean
not.
is, like, what? Sorry, like the chemical. Like, what is it? Like, where does it usually come from? Like, is it found in air, water, etc.?
Trying to think? Yeah, okay. Let's display more expertise.
Okay, so I don't have a specialty in this area though. So I roll brains. Ooh, 7.
Okay.
Nice.
Barely squeak by.
Yeah. So you fumble, hesitate, or stall. The MC will offer an ugly choice or unseen complication or an unpleasant side effect. You are not sure. You read about this before, but you don't know exactly where. It is a medical component, but you can't know for certain where did it come from. That's all you know at the moment. It's a medical compound. You don't know what it's specifically used for. You heard about it in the past, but can't remember.
Okay.
So yes, doctor.
Okay.
How is her labs look like? Do we actually have a reason for this surgery?
So yes, there is a deterioration of the heart, and that does need to be addressed. However, there's this compound, and it has been doing damage. And now, unless we figure out where it is that this is coming from, even if she has the surgery, the same thing could happen again. So I think that needs to be addressed. Now, can I get a sense of like how critical is her situation? Like, is she immediately in danger of expiring, or what's the?
No, this thing, while in the grand scheme of things, it's a rapid deterioration. We are talking about things that happened to her over several weeks, a couple of months. So she has at least a couple more before she won't be able to keep herself alive without assistance. She, however, once all this conversation is happening inside your family, right? Yeah. So she hears what you're saying, and she puts her phone on the bed and very loudly said, "It's their fault. It's those bastards from Saint James. I don't remember James. Yes, from Saint James that did this to me. This is." And she starts hyperventilating and having trouble catching her breath.
Okay, I immediately go over to her and check her vital signs.
She's in respiratory distress. She can't regulate her breath, and her heart starts pounding very fast. And you know that if you don't do something about it, it might worsen her condition by a lot.
Okay, I'm going to then get out a injection of some kind. Let's say it's adrenaline, and
Nope, that's not.
The opposite. Yes, the opposite to what you want.
Around.
You need a sedative.
yes.
Anti-adrenaline. Anti-adrenaline, it's called.
I'm gonna.
As a character, you need to feign. As a player, you need to feign competence.
Yes, exactly. The player needs to feign competence. So, can I roll for display expertise?
No, that's acting professionally.
Yes, I think it's
Is
acting
it?
professionally right now.
Okay.
You maintain your composure.
Put my hand in.
Okay, stick
How?
your hand in. Yes. What you do?
Just because there isn't another medical professional here, but I am probably the closest thing in this room, so I'm just going to help hold the patient down, kind of roll up her sleeve, get this ready.
Okay. So I'm rolling guts.
I don't see it as sticking your hand in because you don't actually do something that may interfere. I don't know. We'll go with it. I don't have any better idea. Cool. So stick your hand in first, and then we'll do Jessica's Muriel's. Roll.
What am I? Oh, so I'm rolling connection. That is a 5. Forgot how bad our connection is.
Okay. You rolled a 7, but
I have
it's a -2.
Yeah, we have a -2 connection. So
Okay, so you get a perk.
Reputation instead or something.
No, that's
Yay.
in a certain situation.
Okay, got it.
Yes. So you get a perk, and then you will act professionally to actually control the situation.
Okay, so I have a guts of 0. Oh. Ew, no, it goes really bad. I'm freaking out.
Oh no! You rolled a 5.
no.
You also get a perk, and you take stress. And she's starting to code. Her heart will stop pounding because it's too exhausted. What do you do? It's beep, 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 beep. Or rather, ee.
I'm like shouting. I was like, I need a crash team in here now. And her stutter is gone. She acts very, very professionally, and she's doing her emergency medicine.
I'm gonna pull Avi out of the room because we are just
Yeah.
chalk at this point.
And I think that the Nurse Evans will come with the emergency
Crash cart.
crash cart. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Let me know where I can get there, but Nurse Evans there sooner because I'm in the OR prepping it again.
Prepping the prep. Okay, Nurse Evans, what do you do?
I'm at your disposal. What's your nickname? It's Rocky. No, I don't call you Rocky. No. At your disposal, Dr. Stone.
Yeah, Rocky, go for it.
I assume you would call me Muriel because
Muriel, right? Nice,
Yeah.
Muriel, right? Yeah. Okay. I do disposal. It's a professional situation. I'll say, Dr. Stone. Yes.
Okay.
if you're stressed though, you might slip. Yeah.
I'm a bit stressed, but not yet super stressed. Sure.
Start intubating the patient. And
Are you sure about that? I mean, it just seems like she might be hyperextaculating. It's
okay, I am attempting to give very severe, very specific medical instructions.
yes, but it seems to me like we should probably go like like
So you want
that's how we used to do it in the 60s. It always works. It goes like this.
Oh my god.
Like this. You put it on her.
so Evans is contempting or Muriel is asserting authority? Which is it?
I think that because I initiated this, I am trying to probably
Heal the patient?
I'm probably trying to act professionally. Actually,
You want to
I'm
act
not-
professionally. Okay.
I mean, my suggestion is I'm acting professionally, and Muriel is, or actually, it's maybe the other way around. Because she's acting professionally, I'm sticking my hand into her.
But she
I'm always
failed
sticking
to
my
act
hand-
professionally.
Good point. Then I'll take the reins and I will act professionally with the good old ways. And she'll be probably either asserting her authority on me first or sticking her hand in.
That sounded
I-
like assert authority earlier.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
definitely feeling assert authority.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
will roll first and then he will act professionally.
Is that plus connections?
Plus connections rep.
Or rep, yes, whatever is highest.
Okay. I don't know what my rep is. I don't
With-
have that.
Really?
Yeah.
It should say your starting rep on the.
On
Share
the
the
top of the
playbook.
character sheet.
So I looked through
Your
the
starting
playbooks.
reputation is +2 as a
Okay.
specialist.
Doctors.
I will use rep +2. 9.
Nice.
Okay, what order or whatever? You told him to intubate, right? So if
she told me the specific way to do things.
yeah, so if you do, you owe them, and if you don't, you both take stress.
Ouch.
So sorry, what's the options?
The option is for the person you command, which is Mr. Evans. He can either do what you tell him to and owe you, or don't do it and give stress to both of you.
Oh, okay. Mr. Evans, your call.
I think we're taking stress here. I think
Okay.
I think I had enough with the way we treat this woman here, and maybe it makes me go back to my tried and tested ways.
Okay.
I think I take stress here. Yes. Does
We-
this mean, Aviv, that I just indulge my addiction? My addiction is the tried and tested ways.
Why? Remind me.
Because I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it in the old way that as I remember from the time when, yeah, and not the way that I was just told to, which is probably the way it works.
Yeah, no, I'm asking what is triggering your addiction. It's a move or a stress thing or what?
It's just the fact that I'm doing it. When you indulge your addiction, owe it a favor and remove one stress.
Okay, now I understand. Sure, your addiction is to the old ways,
Yes, it is.
to the old gods and the new.
The old guides and the new. So I owe it a favor, which means you can use a move on me whenever the fuck you want.
Okay. We are closing in on 2 hours. So do you want? Do you guys want a 5-minute break, and then we
No,
go
let me act
continue?
professionally
Yeah.
first. I want to
I
act
want
professionally.
to keep everybody in tense.
As let's roll it
In
and see what
suspense.
happens, and according
Okay.
to that,
Roll act
Okay.
professionally.
I have no speciality relevant here. I have
You have no
two-
specialty relevant to anything. You
Wait, what about dependable?
dependable. I don't think the dependable works with emergency heart resuscitation. Nope. It's just guts. I have some guts. I've seen it all. It's a 6. Okay, so
Ooh.
I
Wait,
have
if you have guts, 7?
no. That's plus my guts. The +1 for my guts.
Oh, you've added it already.
I actually have a perk, and I can push it 1, but I don't want to. Let's skip it a miss.
Okay, so
Oh,
you missed your
someone's
act
gonna die.
professionally, and we will find out what
It
is.
doesn't, it doesn't work. It doesn't. She's. I don't know what is wrong with her.
We'll find out what will
She has a
happen.
heart condition. We know what's wrong. We open her up.
Going
God.
bad.
We will see what happens after the break. We'll take a 5-minute break. Stay tuned. Let's see how I. Microphones on. We are back. Oh no, the cameras are not changed. They are in the same position. Great, we can continue.
Hey.
I think it's
Yes.
probably because everyone's turned back on then.
Hello and welcome.
Yeah, welcome back to the second half of Folk versus Medicine, our charity live game of the world, the modern medical drama. We are raising funds for Make-A-Wish Foundation. We so far have $190 in donation out of the goal of 500. And as you can see in the chat, you can go to icel.me/wish to donate on Titify. And when you donate, you can pick a reward to add stuff to the game and affect it if you wish. When we left off, Mr. Evans might have killed a patient.
Pum, pum, pum.
So yes,
And
you
he's
roll.
getting in the way of modern medicine techniques.
Hey, ho, ho, ho.
He is
Well,
not a fan.
Indeed, but before we figure out if she's dead, Dr. Curzon, you heard on the PA the decoding announcement, and you figure out it's probably your patient, because what other patient has an heart condition right now in the
As far as he's
hospital.
concerned, all of the patients
All of them, yes.
have a heart
That's the default condition that they have.
It's
Indeed.
a very common condition. Just so you know, just today, 470 people will die from heart or circulatory diseases in the UK alone.
Thank you for the
Okay.
trivia.
No, it's not just
And
trivia.
only some of them are your patients.
I know, but aren't all of them my patient in a much more profound way? I mean, you
No.
know that there are 7.4 million people actually living with a heart or circulatory disease at this moment in the UK, I'm just one man, but I'm gonna go over these 7.4 million people, one after the other, and I'm gonna save them.
So, what do you do
Like,
now
okay.
for this patient?
I run like hell. I'm gonna kick open the door to the examination room, and I'm gonna save my patient's life. That's what I'm gonna do.
No, Muriel, just a minute, please. I'm doing it just correctly.
Dr.
You-
Corazon, he is
you-
refusing to follow proper emergency medical procedures. Please assist me.
You find Nurse Evans pounding
Pound.
on this woman's chest, while all the instruments show you that there is no heart activity.
No heart activity. That is the worst kind of heart condition.
I thought it was deaf.
I immediately take out of my side pack an emergency defibrillator. It's not one of the hospitals. It's my own personal emergency defibrillator, which I always carry. And I think I might maybe manage to say clear before I actually zap her in order to get her heart back into a surgical condition.
You push me aside.
I no, not necessarily.
I'm not a small man.
Yeah,
I'm sort of.
No, I am performing an electrical shock on this woman. If you are holding her, I don't need to push you aside.
We're the best.
This is called physics, my good lad. You will learn it in a minute.
I'm going to let your act professionally results determine if I manage to move aside in time or not.
That is a very good observation. So is this acting professionally or display expertise?
I think this is guts and not brains.
No, that's acting. It's not displaying.
It's acting professionally. Okay. So cool. Rolling with guts. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, 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 da-dum. I'm gonna roll 2d6. I have no guts to speak of. This is just,
Of course,
work day.
you are all heart.
I am all heart. That is literally the only plus I get. But I'll probably add a perk to it, depending on the roll.
What
Oh
the
my
heck?
god.
That is a natural 12 to people. I'm
But
gonna
of course
go. I'm gonna go with. I did not push you aside. I've actually used you in order to get the current flowing exactly to where I want them. I'm literally grabbing your hands, pushing them up, encircling our heart, and then pulling on the defibrillator, yelling clear before you manage to move your hands aside, creating a double resonance effect that causes the heart to double pump and immediately jump back to life.
I take a few steps back. Oh!
Evans, did I give you stress for the failure before? The miss, sorry.
I think
No.
this should give him stress. I think this is like a lot of electrical stress right there.
That could be. That could be. Yeah, so you can take stress for the miss before. And what did I want to check? Act professionally. You reduce any stress inflicted by the situation by 1. So Nurse Evans actually removed the stress he was going to get.
Oh, I
Because-
already got one from before. From this film. Okay.
Yes, you got one from not for backing
failure,
down on the assert your authority. That's the first one which you remove with the addiction. You did that. You remember?
Yes. No, everything
Okay.
is fine. Continue on.
Okay. And then the second stress from the miss, which is now cancelled because Dr. Curzon leaped into action quite literally. And you also don't show any weaknesses, Curzon. You stand there valiantly in the face of danger.
I don't stand there. I put her on a gurney and we're heading to the operator room. And I'm telling her, listen, Helen, 180 people will die from coronary heart disease today, but God damn it, you won't be one of them.
Okay, very good.
By the way, coronary heart disease is the most common heart disease in the UK, just so you know.
I believe you. Dr. Stone, I think you will be assisting him in the OR.
Yes.
Very good. And while you do that, there are a couple of people that are approaching the reception of the accidents and what did you call it?
A&E.
A&E, yeah. They looked...
Pitchforks.
What? No, they don't
Do
have
they have
pitchforks. They
pitchforks?
have bruises and signs of glass shards embedded in their faces. Some of them, not all.
Oh, the pub brawl has arrived.
Indeed.
The pub brawl, also, and cuts on their face, also known as the least serious of heart conditions.
Nurse Evans, are you there for that? You're not.
Currently, I'm
It's in the time a bit after they moved into the OR, but before they started the surgery.
I'm probably there then. Yes.
Okay, so there's a drunken crowd, mildly drunk. It's a Sunday afternoon drunken crowd. Approaches
How many people are there?
6, 7.
Oh, wow. Oh, Oliver, Jack, Harry, Emily, Reese, Kyle. What are you? What is this? What is it? Haven't we had a talk about this before? Haven't we sat down with your parents? Or how old are they?
20s, 30s.
That's I'm wondering what do people in the 20s even doing in Shropshire still? And haven't they left home? But okay, sure.
Their parents' farm, I don't know.
Okay, sure. Then I will talk about their parents. Yes.
Work in the supermarket, whatever.
Sure.
So one of them, Oliver, as you talk with him, start telling, you ask this donkey butt what he did to my sister.
I immediately turn toward Charlie. He's the donkey butt. I mean, let's be frank. Just look at his face. And I, with all of my might of an old man that they all admire, turn and say, "What is it, Charlie, that you have started? You know how Oliver is. Once you put the first push in, what did you do?"
Yeah, before Charlie can react, the sister comes from behind them and tells you Emily, yes, in a very stern but respectful voice. She doesn't want to offend you. Mr. Evans, please, Oliver doesn't realize that I'm a proper my own person and I wanted to apply to a university someplace else and going away from home. And Charlie just helped me fill out the application. He didn't do anything wrong.
I understand that this is beyond me. And I'm saying, okay, all of you sit down here. We'll take care of you. Oliver, you sit away from the others. I will call your parents and we'll have this settled. And I have...
All of them begrudgingly do what you tell them to because they don't mean to offend you, even in the heat of argument.
Good. I was ready to show contempt or assert my authority, but sure. I then do that. I ask I don't do them myself, of course. I'll have some of the orderlies go through and have some of the other nurses take care of the bruises and glass cuts and stuff like that. Now, all of this is just, children being children. And and I will call their parents
Okay.
on my rotary phone back in the the maintenance room where there's only
Where you
rotary.
what? Where you what? Exactly.
Well, we
what
have a
do
little.
you do in the maintenance room?
There's some of my things from my old office that I bought here.
So while you're
One of
on
them
the
is my phone. Yes,
with
I open
the-
my phone book, my little black phone book, and I look through that. And,
while you're on the phone with the parents and also Penelope, you hear this too. Something very large and made of glass breaks in the reception area.
Oh, I'm headed straight to that.
Excuse me. That was the wrong time to take a bite. Yeah.
we
Sorry
had,
of
we had
my
a
life.
break.
Yeah, I took the food here so I can eat.
Sure.
It's my vegetables.
During the game.
It's heart medicine, vegetables.
Everything is
So-
heart medicine.
Yes, exactly. So you get back into the reception hall, and you see that the front window is broken because apparently Oliver decided to take Charlie's, I don't know, bag, phone, wallet, whatever, and threw it at the window, and now there's glass everywhere, and Oliver and Charlie are on the ground hitting each other.
Enough with this hoppycock. Hoppycock. I'll rush toward them to grab them aside, and I'll ask Evans. Yes, Evans to come and help me put them aside and
You are
separate the two.
Evans.
Your
Wow.
evidence.
Isn't there another Evans? Charlie. Charlie.
Charlie is
Oh.
one of the
Thomas. Thomas. Thomas.
okay, yes,
Thomas.
Thomas the orderly arrives.
What is going on in here?
No,
Evans.
everything is under control. That's fine. It's Thomas, help me push.
Emily runs to Penelope and say, "I'm so sorry, Miss Blue, but my brother and his friend are I don't know what came over them. They just lost it all of a sudden."
I'm going to have the police in very, very shortly, and if everyone doesn't calm down, it's going to be hell to pay.
No, Miss
no
Blow,
need for
please,
that.
there's no need for the police.
Can you prove to me that there is no need for the police? Can everyone in this room prove to me, quietly, that there is no need for the police?
Damn.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I'm imagining people lying on the floor with their hand over their head like this. That was some convincing shit there.
Okay, I think you asserted your authority versus the NPCs.
Sure. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, guys.
Oh no!
Uri, I ask you to stop siphoning the dice energy away from everyone. It's not fair.
You know,
Oh,
there's a sentence that
critical
I,
trouble, the worst sort of heart condition.
yeah,
Deaf.
like I always tell my players, sometimes things don't go horribly bad. Sometimes things go horribly good. So you know what? Fingers crossed. Maybe this will be horribly good.
Sure, it will. So first of all, Penelope, take a perk, and the MC will tell you what happened.
Does something get
yeah.
thrown at me?
Why not?
Ooh, yeah.
Uh,
Something both wet and disgusting, I imagine.
Oh,
I don't know what they will use that is wet and disgusting, but I do think that Charlie tries to. He picks up I don't
A
know
wine bag.
Chair?
Yeah.
a chair. I thought of a flower vase or something, and aims it at Charlie,
like flower.
but misses, and
Oh, hi.
it hit you straight in the head.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think I can. Eran, can we jump straight to conditions? And
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I don't know. I like to play the game as written.
I'm picturing like comic book just like stand there for a second and then just vertical fall.
Dude, you can activate your hard moves. They can do all the things. Sure.
Yeah, but the moves, my MC
We're
moves
all on board for it.
have inflict stress and not inflict condition. But I think it's
Then inflict 2 stress, and that basically forces Amy to take a condition unless she wants to get into the second row of stress.
Okay, so Amy, you get extra 2 stress, and you get to describe your condition.
I
Which
took the
is-
wrong time to take a bite.
It's not just me now.
Yeah, I think she just is dazed and is just going to fall straight over.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Good thing you're in a medical facility.
with the doctor preoccupied at the moment. So all the
Co-part surgery.
all the folks in the moment are in shock. Emily goes to Oliver and like slaps him, but not hard enough to actually do any damage. And they all sit down and like, okay, this got way out of hand. Evans, what do you do?
I'm separating them. Again.
They are separated. They are very calm at the moment.
Okay, then I'm sitting down with, I think the worst person here obviously is Oliver. I mean, I think we all hate him, right? Yes. And
And are you checking on Glor?
No, Blora is just
No.
unconscious in the corner.
No, I'm really, I'm not sure I noticed she came in. I'm too busy.
Oh no!
No, I'm sitting with Oliver, and I call his parents. I ask him to call his parents on his phone, and I want to talk to them, and then I explain the situation to them, and I demand that they talk to him, and take care of the thing. He obviously needs to be taken away from here. I mean, he obviously isn't that badly hurt, right? I mean,
No.
put a band-aid on it, and it'll be fine. So he doesn't need to be here.
Clean a couple of the glass shards and clean the blood, and that's enough. Yeah, okay, so the parents get on the phone and they talk with Oliver and they talk with Emily, and the situation seems contained beside the hospital administrator, which lies...
Oh, Miss Blur, I'm so sorry.
Oh God, you're the worst.
I help her up. I'm fine. I'm a nice person. I of course help you up. I'm so very sorry. What happened? What transpired?
I think I fell into a rose bush.
It is. How about you sit here for a moment on the chair
Yes.
here? Yes, not too close to
Yes.
Oliver, and I will bring you something nice to drink. How about that?
Yes, tea
Yes.
sounds like a good idea. Yes.
A lager. Yes. I'm I'll just hurry up to like around the corner to the shops to get, a good local lager from the pub, and be back and give you, a good drink, good stout drink that will put you back on your.
This doesn't look like tea.
It's not. It's not. It's beer. It's really good. It's local. All the Jeffersons are making it. You would love it.
No. Must follow procedure.
You wouldn't
Would you
want to
help me to my office? It's this way, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll help her. Such a waste to put his luggage into the sack. Yes, I'll show you to your office. Of course. You're right. Would you like one of the young doctors to check you?
No, they're in surgery. I'll be fine.
We have a few more doctors beyond only these two. Yes.
Do we?
I think we do. Yes.
I think because it's a Sunday, I'm technically the doctor on call, and Dr. Stone is just there because she's there for 3 days straight playing online games. So she doesn't
because
notice
the hospital has proper internet.
Yes,
Yep.
that's what
Yes,
only
it has
plays.
better internet.
Yes. Sure. I'll walk you back to your office.
Okay, when you get to the corridor of the office, the lawyer Avi is waiting for you, and he looks over you and first asks, something happened?
Nothing much. He's just need a lay down. That's it.
Good. Abby, yes, we need to talk about the
patient with the heart condition? Yes, we do.
That's the one. Yes.
I
Step into my office.
Yes, I took the
She
liberty.
steps into a broom cupboard.
Excuse me, Miss Blur. That's not your office.
I thought it was. I thought they must have redecorated. Yes, let's sit in my office.
Yeah, so he starts again. I took the liberty and looked over the paperwork from the post-operation at St. James, and the patient's blood work didn't show any sign of the compound that Dr. Stone found.
Told
So
you
it
she was a problem.
So what does that mean?
That means that first of all, she was lying when she yelled at us at the examination room. That a good start. And if she lied about that, there could be some repercussions. Obviously, you have to treat her now because she's in dire condition.
Yes. Right. Perhaps we ought to speak to St. James.
Okay. Meanwhile,
I think
yeah.
Perhaps you should speak to St. James. I need to talk to him. She points just vaguely in the distance.
Right. I will go into your conference room and make some calls. Hopefully, we can get someone that knows about this.
Evans, won't you sit in on that?
I was just on my way out to help the kids. I don't think I have any say in the matter, nor do I care much for this woman.
Okie dokie.
Wow. If she didn't have a concussion, that would have been an argument there. Okie dokie.
Okay, so meanwhile, in the
Meanwhile.
OR, yes, Alejandro, paint us a word picture.
Oh no.
A word
Color
picture.
red is probably involved.
Yes,
in
exactly.
this.
Yes.
Then I shall not use the color red. I accept this challenge. The operating room, as we all know, is a harsh mistress. The light shines brightly from countless bulbs, illuminating the body of Helen. One bypass, two cuts on the right. Dr. Corazon is bending over the chest cavity, slowly and methodically, holding the slight, tingling, pulsating lines of life inside her heart. Next to him is Dr. Stone, mask, eyes focused, assisting him in what is the best and most complicated type of surgery, heart surgery. Around them are the echoes of past successes and future failures of surgeries to come. The color crimson is present,
No, that's cheating.
like some
Cheating.
old burgundy wine-like texture of liquids.
Gross.
Thank you for that. As they silently sew together the cuts that they have made after having saved this woman's life, Dr. Corazon looks up into the eyes of Muriel Stone and decides to have a heart-to-heart. Muriel, I just wanted to tell you that your assistance was exquisite in this surgery. And thank you very much.
Wait, has it been established that this patient is okay?
No, we have just finished the surgery. It will take hours, maybe days before we'll know anything. But, oh, but
But
in my heart of heart, I know that we have saved this woman's life.
you have a heart inside your heart?
I do.
That's
Yes,
In my
I
heart of
specifically
hearts.
have, yes.
Actually, I have more than
This is
one.
an experimental procedure.
Yes.
And now my heart yearns for a cup of good whiskey and some hard-earned rest. Will you join me?
I think I may just take a lie down. Unless you need me here.
No? Do you need a lie down? Are you feeling faint? I start immediately to examine her since the OR is already prepped up. And if she is ill at ease or ill at heart, we can do a 2-for-1.
Uri,
Yes?
I want you to roll a blanket display expertise to cover the surgery, and we will see how it went.
Oh no.
You rolled 10 and up all the game, so all the session.
I know, but now it counts.
Oh, can I give assistance?
Yeah, that's what.
How do you give assistance?
With
stick
the
your hand in?
surgery. Yeah, stick your hand in. Yeah.
You very physically stuck your hand in.
Yep.
Yes. So yes.
And then I can do
Wait, I
holding
have.
tools and holding things. Okay. What do I roll for that? Is
Connection.
that connection? Ooh, that is -1.
Mhm.
Oh, went down to 9. Sad.
Still good. Wait, what about your focus?
So I do have a specialty of emergency medicine. Does that help in this situation?
I think the emergency was before, and the operation is not.
Okay. Still
Yeah,
good.
that would be
So
surgery. Yeah.
Do
you
you have any
9.
perks?
Oh, I do have a perk. What does it do? I forgot.
It tells us
Yes.
push 1, up or down.
yeah, you can up it to a 10. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Use your perk. So you give Dr. Corzon push 2 on the roll, and if they succeed, they either owe you or you get a +1 connection. So, Dr. Corzon, please display expertise. You have a +2 brains.
So I have a +2. Surgery is my specialty,
Okay.
as has been established many, many times repeatedly. That gives me a +1, a +2.
+1 per specialty.
So that's a +3 in total. And let's go with that.
So you should have +2 from your specialty because of focused for specialist. Oh
Good.
no!
Good. That makes that 6 a 7, right?
Yes.
And,
yes, that makes it a 7.
whew.
Okay, so
Oh, wow.
Wait, what's your brains?
That, oh, -1.
That's not. Oh no.
that's a
Your
6
brains is
then.
-1.
Yes.
I am not a good surgeon, as you may have noticed.
No, he is. But this is acting. I disagree with this being display because display is about knowing stuff, and acting is about acting.
Oh, so act professionally.
Yes.
yeah.
I would say this is guts, not brains. Therefore.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I,
Aviv, your
I-
call?
I think that the text for the move in the book says that display expertise. This is the doing stuff move. Diagnosis, surgery, giving a lecture about blah, blah, blah. So,
Then this is the displaying expertise. Then.
yes. I remember this because the book says that even if we don't know any medicine, this move gives the character this knowledge.
Sure.
Okay, so
That's
you're
awesome.
at
I'm gonna use my perk. I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna put my heart into it, and I'm gonna use my perk to get a +2 on that.
Okay, so back to 7.
To 8, I think, because when I use a perk, I get +2, right? Because of my focus.
Oh. Specialist focus when making rolls with your specialty, you push +2. Oh, that doesn't have to do with perks.
With the
That's just
perks, right? But still good.
Yeah, so you get a 7 to 9 result. You fumble, hesitate, or stall. The MC will offer you an ugly choice, unforeseen complication, or unpleasant side effect. I'm not going to actually decide. I'm going to ask you what mistake did you make?
Oh, wow.
Did you leave something in the patient?
Yes. He left the heart inside by accident.
Oh, no, not again. I would say that because of all the drama beforehand, we had to cut her open very, very quickly, which would result in a very nasty scar on the side of the body where we have entered.
I think that is too mild.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. What other medical complications? Yeah, then maybe I have left an instrument inside, shall we say, my scissors, my tiny scissors, which were left inside.
Those are for getting stuff. Excellent. You left a surgical instrument inside and you don't know it. You think that you close her up all proper, but actually there is something in there.
I think scissors sounds too scary. Maybe like a clamp.
Yes.
Whatever.
I think
Something
that's what it was, yes.
small and unnoticeable.
She will be back for more heart surgery, I'll wager. Everyone loves a good heart surgery.
Everyone just.
No, they don't.
Oh, oh, this is terrible.
You don't know it yet.
But I am unaware of that, and thus this is wonderful.
Well,
Okay.
Dr. Corazon, if you don't need me for anything else post-op, can I go?
Of course.
Okay. Now, what's happened with the with my stick the hand in? Like, so because it failed, what happens?
Oh, nothing. If they miss, you choose one. They don't blame you, or you get -1 connection.
I think they choose.
Yes, they choose. Right. Uri, you choose.
Yeah, so Yuri.
You can either blame her, or they get a -1. Yes, they get a -1 connection.
Then I'd say they get a -1 connection.
So is that I get a -1 or
Yes.
you get a -1?
You get a
Uriel.
-1 for your connection with me.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn, we're drifting apart, Muriel.
I know, it's bad. It's -2 now.
Wait a minute. They didn't miss. It's not a miss. It's a hit. It's a weak hit,
weak
but
hit.
it's a hit. So it's not a -1. Strike that.
Oh,
Hey.
It's a +1. Yay!
It's either a +1 or you owe her something.
Then
I'm
I
gonna
would
say
owe her.
+1. Oh, okay.
I just think that owing you something would
Yep.
be more interesting in the future.
Okay. Got it.
So
in
in the
the
words of
very near
Aha,
future, like in the
hold
next
on.
hour.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense because I'm assisting you on a surgery on my day off, basically.
Yeah.
God, you should definitely keep track of the days of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nurse Evans, after you left Penelope's office, what did you do, Mr. Evans? Eran?
I'm sorry. I just assumed that I went back to doing my chores. If this is afternoonish, then I probably am doing some sort of rounds or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably starting to get to the end of the shift, this day shift, and you are checking in on the patients and prepping them for the night shift for this day. By the way, what did you do with the dog?
We gave him back, gave her
sent
back, yeah, to Ferguson, and I assume that he drove back.
Okay.
But perhaps he didn't.
No. Okay, so you do your rounds, and there is a patient that is staying in the hospital for a couple of weeks now. They didn't go through surgery or anything, but they have...
What? Why not?
Because their heart is fine. But they have some sort of acute condition that require them being monitored and keep getting IV drugs and liquids and stuff. And they...
Probably diabetes. You know that nearly 3.8 million adults in the UK have been diagnosed with diabetes.
It's not diabetes.
It's lupus.
Then maybe it's lupus.
No. So Evans, who is this patient?
Elizabeth. She is good old Elizabeth. I love sitting down with her, especially on these long Sunday afternoons. And we chat, we talk a bit about, a bit of gossip. She is used to own Elizabeth's burial and cranes. Her family is into burial as well as leasing out cranes. And she is now
So she's into what?
burial. They bury people, and they have
Okay.
cranes. They lease out cranes.
The crane that
They
puts
good
the
combo.
coffins in the ground.
no, not usually. No, no. This,
The
that's
crane
for
that takes
construction.
the earth from the ground.
Yes, yes. They
Cranes
dig. They
the
dig a lot.
cranes.
They dig a lot. Those are bulldozers, but whatever. She would always correct me about this. Oh yes. She's retired a few years back, and now she's here with her. Not only was has she been here for the past few weeks, this is her second time this year being in. And considering we are only having been existing for 6 months, that's quite amazing.
Impressive.
Yeah, so
Yes.
she looks kind of weak, pale. She smiles at you sheepishly. She's not a sheep. Um, and my newest Evans, how lovely to see your face this evening. I fear I don't. I won't be having a lot more of those.
I'm really cool with her calling me Nurse Evans. This is I find it as a symbol of affection. I with my hand on hers, I gave her, oh, here, Miss Elizabeth. Did you say her name is Elizabeth?
You said
Yep.
it.
Yes, sure. Then here, Elizabeth. No need for such words. I've been hearing them every day for the past 3 weeks. And yet I'm quite sure that you will be up and running like a bunny for the Spring Festival. Down at the Greens.
Ready to be hunted down.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you show compassion.
Funny. Of course I show compassion. I compense.
So
Compassion.
compense with your dice.
I compassionate at her. And I think that because I'm dependable, I don't know if it works. Never mind. I don't see how it's relevant in any way. It's an 8.
Okay, so you connect with them, ask up to 2 questions from the list below, and they will ask
Yes.
one.
I would like to know what really troubles her. I mean, it seems as if she's been not exactly hiding, but isn't exactly forefront about what is actually troubling her. She keeps on moving on to these remarks about dying and stuff, but that's not the real thing. She's avoiding. And the second thing is, how can I help her?
She is worried that because of the long hospitalization, her family will have a hard time keeping the business because they need their help to work there, and her parents are getting up there, and they won't be able to do this alone for so long. And how can you help her? I don't have a good answer for this.
Listen, Elizabeth, there's something that I had to learn in my many months here. You look around, you see that Dr. Stone, she's off to her room doing whatever it is she does. You know, kids these days. I came to realize that they don't need us as much as we think they do. They are doing quite well on their own. And I think that if we just trust in them to carry on, even if we don't understand their ways and all of their YouTubes, we still might be able to provide help and support when they ask for it, maybe when they don't realize it, but without actually being there and doing it for them. We should let them be them. I think it's very much going against my addiction to the tried and tested ways.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're evolving before our eyes.
No, I'm sort of saying to her what maybe I feel is true, not what I would like to be true.
Yes. She says to you that, look,
I am
Mr.
your father.
Mr. Evans,
Move on.
I've seen you here every day since I was hospitalized, and you seem distant. You don't seem to be really here with us. Why do you like this job too much? Why you you keep hanging on to it so much?
I pat her hand like this. What else? Who else would you like to come here and see you every day? After all, dear Elizabeth, wouldn't be one Stinky Charles, and we both laugh. Oh, we laugh at Stinky Charles. Oh,
And,
yes, of
and
course, Stinky Charles.
as you are laughing, you start feeling tingling in your left arm.
In my heart.
In
Not
your
really, no.
No!
And while you do that, thank you, Catherine, for $10 donation.
Yay, Kathy.
Yay,
We
thank
are up to
you.
200.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yep.
Very nice.
So yeah,
Wow, the
and
people watching us rocks.
yes, indeed. William Evans' left arm is tingling, and
I'll just take a Login. And I can't say this. Login? The thing,
Lozenge?